So, meet Eno, the Capital One assistant that catches things that might look wrong, like increases to a recurring bill, then sends an alert to your phone and helps you fix it. Eno, another way Capital One is watching out for your money when you're not. Capital One, what's in your wallet? See CapitalOne.com for details. Limitations apply.
With your UWF Argos update for ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM, I'm Davis Allen. The Argos have done it again, beating another undefeated team on the road in the playoffs. This time it was Lenore Ryan who fell in defeat against the Argos 43-38. Quarterback Austin Reed went 21 for 36 with 360 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, while Quentin Randolph hauled in 8 receptions for 114 yards and a touchdown. A big moment in the game came from Marcus Clayton, who returned a kickoff for 75 yards for a touchdown. That gave the Argos their first kick return touchdown of the season, while D'Anthony Bell intercepted Grayson Willingham with 1:03 remaining to seal the victory. Next up for the Argos, they travel north to take on Ferris State in the national semifinals. Kickoff this Saturday will be at 2:30 with pregame show at 2, and you can catch the action on your home for Argos football, ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. With your UWF Argos update for ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM, I'm Davis Allen.
You're listening to Pensacola's local and ESPN sports station, your favorite ESPN radio shows, plus high school and UWF Argo football. ESPN Pensacola 1330.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. See website for full details and safety information.
One of the scariest things that can happen to a guy is that first morning you wake up, you look in the mirror, and you start to realize you're going thin up top. 2 out of every 3 guys are going to start losing their hair by the age of 35. 35! You're still a young dude at that point. You're going to start losing your hair? Then think about it. A year from now, it's all gone. And everybody used to think as soon as you start losing your hair, that's it. It's genetics. It's father time. And there's nothing you can do about it. Well, guess what? That's wrong. 4hims.com is a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, and sexual wellness for men. Prescription solutions backed by science, written by a doctor, and delivered to your door. Thanks to science, baldness can be optional. Go to 4hims.com/ESPN right now and get started for just $5 while supplies last. This would cost hundreds if you went to the doctor or a pharmacy. So go to 4hims.com/ESPN. That's FORHIMS.com/ESPN. 4hims.com/ESPN.
Sergeant R.J. Anderson's dream was to take to the skies.
I've always wanted to be a soldier, but my ultimate goal was to be a pilot. I think I was meant to fly. I had just applied to be a part of the 160th SOAR Regiment, and I was going to airborne school that next Monday. So I decided to go on a motorcycle ride with my buddies. We were going through a turn, and that's all I remember. That's the day everything changed. I was told by the doctor that I would never walk again. Thanks to Paralyzed Veterans of America, competing in adaptive sports lit my fire again. They help you transition for the rest of your life to that individual that you want to be. Sports like hand cycling really pushes you to find who you are in that redefining moment after injury. With PVA Sports, I've found my freedom. Now when I think about my future, the possibilities are endless.
For more information, visit pva.org, a public service of Paralyzed Veterans of America.
There's one place where college football becomes pro football. One game, one field, one day. The 71st Annual Reese's Senior Bowl, Saturday, January 25th, where college football's top talent will compete in front of NFL coaches, scouts, and GMs. Mobile, Alabama, home of the Senior Bowl. The draft starts here. Tickets on sale now at seniorbowl.com.
Football is here. Catch all of the UWF Argos games and the big NFL games every Saturday and Sunday on Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. If you would like to be a part of ESPN Pensacola as a sponsor or promotional partner, just give us a call at 262-6000 or visit our website at ESPNpensacola.com.
ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. WEBY, Milton, Pensacola.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
All right, coming up today on the Sports Drive, we're going to have some fun. We'll talk to head coach Mike Bennett and the Escambia Gators as they head out to Daytona. We'll get to more with Gene Stallings, legendary Alabama coach, and we'll also find the other piece of my headset.
Become the NFL's
pressure. Across the middle, it is caught for the first. It's Baldwin shaking free and sprinting down the sideline for the touchdown. His third of the day. Doug Baldwin.
Derek Brooks, who ran back 3 interceptions for touchdowns in the regular season, does it to cement the Super Bowl.
Boxing's elite, the new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
Baldwin beaten. The result has come up on screens that Gatlin's taken it. Goodness me, it was a blue American vest. 992 the Gatlin. 992 by the American champion to take gold.
Another Watson is wearing a green jacket at Augusta. And this time, his name is Bubba. Scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trent Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
And welcome into the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola and Blab TV. I am Chad Brilliante. Glad to be with you here as always, making demands in studio to my other guest across from me as Jeff Price joins us here. And right before the show, we got the simulcast, and a lot of people in radio studios don't always get that. People will walk in and have conversations right in front of it, but he's got his hat on here and all that. I'm like, and right before that, and I've got the headset on too, that I did. It wasn't a joke before. This is, I lost a full earpiece, so only one of the earpieces was on. Just super glued the other one on. It might be stuck to my ear for good right now.
I hope so.
But so right before that, got the headset on, so I'm not sure how loud I'm yelling.
Nobody cares about this story.
No, but this is going to be told because I have a mic. So I go ahead right before that, and I yell to you. I'm like, get your hat off of it, and I scream it there. He gives me this dirty look over here.
Hold on, right after, this is before, 5 minutes earlier, like, hey, so is there any way I can get some hot tea?
Got 3 invites to Christmas parties this week. I'm pretty excited right now.
Yeah, all right.
Feel like a pretty cool
Tom
dude.
Brady threw
That's
deflated football, so
all on the same night. So it's gonna be one big shindig right there. Let's go bowling. How about it? We got the bowl games coming up here.
We going with Le'Veon?
No, he is. He'll hit a 250. First off, when I first read that story, I caught the end of it, and I was like, okay, he went bowling. He had the flu. Like, okay, he sucked it up. But then I realized he didn't play, and he went bowling. Like that's a terrible look. Like you don't do that.
He does.
He gets $1.2 million a game. $1.2 million a game, and you're on a Saturday night. You're not playing. You can't play for your teammates in the gridiron on Sunday, but you could go out there and bowl with your friends with the flu.
But he's upset with you heard him. Now that all this stuff come out, he's like, well, I'm upset with my situation in New York right now.
Oh, well, that's even worse because now you're a con artist. I mean, that's so what you're saying is it gets down to
he's going to the transfer portal.
He's digging himself deeper here. I don't know. He seems like an okay guy. Like all his teammates like him. His interviews seem nice. He seems like a nice guy. But there's a lot of guys like this that go down the wrong path. But that makes sense.
You know where he fits in? Cleveland. Him and Baker would have a great time together.
Well, Baker owns a stadium. I've seen all those commercials. And then Dr. Baker Mayfield now. MD
Dr.
right
Mayfield.
there. He'll do an analysis and then let your other doctors know that actually went to 6 years of college why they are wrong. But that's what he does. He'll be all right. Today we're going to have some fun, and you can weigh in as well with our social media. That's right, at 850-623-1330. 850-623-1330. You can weigh in our text line right there on the show. And we're going to ask you, before social media, thank you, Jesus, that there wasn't social media back in the day when I was in high school. Lord knows that would not have been good for anybody. And, what a moment that would have been, right? Everybody out there listening in your 40s, 50s, if you had social media, the Woodstock days. I'm just saying, everybody would have caught something on camera. But it always would have been a jolly green Christmas tree. Now, in this moment right here, there's been so many in sports that we look at and we talk about. What moment to you in the history of sports, before the social media era, before Twitter, little bird up there in the blue check marks, before Facebook, before anything was out there, which one to you would have just frickin' blown up the internet? Would have just got to the point where every message board, every chat page, every argument, like a debate between Hillary or Donald Trump, which is on polar opposite ends of the spectrum, and then you go through those people that you're not even a political fan, that's why you're listening here to sports, and you have to read their comments, and then you defriend them. Like all of those, whatever it was, what would have blown it out of proportion? First one that comes to mind, just based on the conversation, and it seems like my teams are involved in a lot of this. This is also deflecting from Bob Kraft may be talking to Roger Goodell today about tapes, but I do want to say, to me, it would have been 2002 in the Tuck Rule. That one right there, I think, would have, just because it started the hate trend. For years, people would still be messaging. They still are. But 2002, when the Tuck Rule happened, I think that one would have been on there because of the controversy and everybody having an opinion on whether it was a fumble or whether it was obviously incomplete, folks. Jeff?
I don't know. I mean, that's.
I mean, would you agree that?
Well, yeah, that would be a good one. I mean, also Deflategate maybe. But I don't want to get into that because you get mad at me.
Miracle on Ice, I think, would be another one as well. It doesn't always have to be a bad thing. It could just be something celebrating.
After I say Deflategate, it doesn't always have to be bad.
O.J. Simpson, 92 in a white Bronco. It's sports related.
You can take a stab at that one too.
I'm not going to take an O.J. at that. Banned on the Field, 1982.
That is a good one.
How about the Bambino calling his own shot? I mean, the GIFs, right?
Is it GIFs or
is
it
that
GIFs?
what we call it? I don't know.
You calling your shot right now? Because I'm pretty sure
I'm pointing at you to get me a drink. If you can. No,
it's down there.
Jackie Robinson. I mean, that obviously, I would hope today in today's social media would work.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali not enlisting in the war. I mean, not to say it was that would be something that would draw interest in the crowd. The Cardinals versus Kansas City call, I think, at first base, that replay would have run over there. They would have acted like, the fake nods. Mm-hmm. Yep, you're an idiot. I know you're wrong. Yep, that's going to happen. And then, next thing you know, it would have been one of those kind of things for sure. I think at this point.
You try to figure out your phone.
No, texts are coming in, flying in, so I'm just wondering what's happening right there. Read the text. Okay, there you go. I should have pulled up the text line on there. There we go. We got that coming in right now. As the text coming in right here, it would have been the malice in the palace. There it is right there. See, I read the text on my phone. This is how big of an idiot I'm reading the text as we got a text in here from somebody that texts me and then text back. Thank you. I got that right there. We have now got that, by the way, and there we go. So looking right now at the malice in the palace.
Malice in the palace.
I think that would be on there as well. I think that one with the fights in the crowd and what broke out. I believe actually one of the guys, wasn't it his brother, started throwing some blows too?
Are you waiting on the text? You looked at the phone as soon as you said that.
Well, right now, currently, if anybody wants to know what's happening, is we've got Mike Bennett from Escambia is driving right now in a bus, and he should be calling within like 3 minutes or about 2 minutes ago. And then, look at that, on cue. Well, let's...
What is going on?
This is a 1-800 number, it looks like. So let's go ahead. I'm not sure how we're... Let's see how this works right here. All right, let's go to our phone lines real quickly. And caller, who do we have?
Yeah, I'm just calling in. It's Mike Bennett.
Hey, Coach. Okay, I saw the number on there. I wanted to make sure it was an 88 number, so I wanted to make sure there. But that's what I thought. So, how's the trip going so far? And congratulations on everything. And how's the trip been so far on the way through I-10?
Hey, it's just been great. We stopped at Florida State. We got to practice, and A10 Tallahassee. And now we're just about there. We got about 45 minutes. We're doing Jacksonville, and guys expecting CC's pizza. Get a lot to eat.
CC's. So what you're saying is your offensive line is going to be well protecting them this week. Is that?
Oh, yeah, man. It's going to be great. These guys love the CC's Pizza.
Man, we all do love CC. Everybody is a CC's Pizza fan at heart. It's just whether or not how many times you can do it before you get older, as we all know, and then you still have stuff to do, and you just want to pass out on the couch and watch the games. But I want to tell you, there is going to be a big game coming up here on Thursday, and you guys are rocking all the way to the state championship there against Miami Central. Talk about the preparation and just talk about this team because, Coach, you've coached a state title team before at Pensacola High School. Just talk about what makes this team a state caliber type team and the season this year.
Well, just the hard work, and they just believe in their coaches, they believe in each other. Just a very close-knit group of young men. And, it all starts with offensive line. I tell people that all the time, and we really have a really good offensive line. And those guys, they work extremely hard, and Coach Armstrong does a great job with them. And, our guys just getting better and better and better.
Hey, Coach, it's Jeff Price here. How you doing?
Good, Jeff. How about yourself?
Good. And covering y'all's games and, doing it for a few years now, watching you guys, this is, you've always had so much talent, but this is the most complete team we've seen in quite a while. And it's the same guys that have been on the field, just watching them grow up and grow into young men. The difference to me to your team this year is just the focus. I mean, every single time that you guys take the field, how has preparation been? And, you've had a little more time over a week now, but how has the preparation been for this game?
Well, it was great, and especially the first week, and this last week, it's been great, but it's just long, and kids focus pretty well, but it's just, we cut our practice time down some just because it's been so long, almost 2 weeks before we played. But, they prepared very well for the game, and now it's time to go out and execute and do the things that we need to do.
Coach, I know you guys are driving on a bus and you got a ton of kids, and hey, that's a lot on your plate before you get over there to Daytona. But talk about the preparation over the next 24 hours and leading up to the game as you guys get set here for that state title.
Yeah, well, like I said, we'll do it tonight and get back to the hotel and get our rooms and lights out at 10. We take all the cell phones and get them up to the coach. Everything's turned off. There's nothing they can really do, and we stay at Embassy Suite, but they know that I have a coach down there all the time, and so we can see him anytime. So, we don't have any problems. These guys, they know what kind of trip it is. We'll get up in the morning, have a great breakfast there at Embassy Suite, and kids really love the omelet bar they go to, and we'll do that, and then we'll get ready about 2 o'clock to go eat pregame, and then get to the stadium about 4.
Well, it's not spring break in Daytona. I grew up in that area, so there won't be as many distractions as you guys should be able to focus on football and have some fun this week. I know you guys have had an awesome season. We're all proud of what you guys have done. So much history there at Escambia from guys like Emmett and the Emerys to Trent Richardsons, and I know so many of those guys still come back and be part of this, but you guys, what you're doing with AV and Frank and all the players across that, you guys are building your own future right here, and we're proud of everything the Gators have done.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we got a couple of Gators coming to see us tomorrow. Reggie Johnson, who played there with him at Florida State tight end, and Denver Broncos tight end, and then Pat Moore, who also played with the Chargers at University of Florida, and they're both coming in to see the kids tomorrow. So, we're going to have a little reunion between that 84-85 team.
Well, Coach, that's awesome, and we had a blast being there today. It was what a great crowd that was, sending you guys off. I hope you guys be safe out in the roadways. We appreciate you guys calling. I know you're still out there driving and with CC's Pizza and so much stuff going on right now. So thank you for your time. Good luck, and we'll be all supporting you back here in Pensacola.
Hey, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Coach Mike Bennett right there, the head coach of the Escambia Gators, as if it was a little bit coming in and out because he's right now on a bus, probably driving through right now with about 75 kids on each. I mean, they had – how many players on the roster? Was it about 60? 60? I think, yeah, 60. And between that and then they were bringing all the coaches, some of the alumni. I know they had some of the teachers still. I think it was, 2 buses full. But
yeah, it was 2 buses full.
It was a lot of people and a lot. And look, listen, it's not like one of those buses when you pull up right there and you're sitting in front and you're getting ready to, you see the bus pulling up to one of those like old steakhouses at 4:30 for the early bird dinner with all the people from the assisted living home. Like, that's not it. It is everybody's quiet listening to some like Sinatra. No. What this bus is like is it has a bunch of kids out there getting pumped for the game, probably listening to some music that Coach Mike Bennett would not on his headphones, and jamming. So it was rocking in there, and they're having a blast. We were happy to be out there earlier, having a chance to send them off from Escambia High School. It was cold, and it was a good day to be indoors in that nice, heated, right there in the gym, watching those guys get ready to go.
Yeah, and a lot of people, you talk about Miami Central, and for those that are from South Florida, they know how big Miami Central is. The Rockets they have a bunch of players that are in the NFL and things like that. So many guys, it's just a different pedigree. And this is where, this is kind of like the UWF story to me with this Escambia team, is UWF, when you look at the rosters and everything and the rankings, everything tells you on paper they don't belong. Well, when you look at Escambia, you're like, okay, cool, you've had a good year, but you're from the Panhandle. And that's what we hear. Oh, you're from the Panhandle. They just can't compete when they go down here to play in the state championships and things like that. Well, they've played teams from Jacksonville. They played teams from Daytona Beach. They played teams from Tampa. And now they get a chance to play a team from Miami. And this is where, like I said to him, I just think the difference with this Escambia team is just their focus. I mean, they are laser focused every time they take the field. What they did to Tampa Gaither, that's a really good team, especially a really good defensive team, and they put 30-plus points on them like it was nothing. I mean, when this team, they're as good as they want to be. A.V. Smith and Frank Pizan and D.T. Gideon and Tony Broadnax and JoJo Blackman, and you can go down the list on offense and defense and whatever it may be. All those guys, they play like one unit. I mean, and I agree with Coach. I think it all starts with the offensive line, and the offensive line, there's no holes in that offensive line. Now, they're going to be facing some really talented defensive line of Miami Central tomorrow. But here's the thing. Just to give you some facts rolling into this game for the Gators, they're 14-0. They averaged 38 points.
That's pretty good.
On offense. They averaged 38 points, and this is through the playoffs as well. So you can say, oh, well, they play some down games. This is through the playoffs as well. And they allow an average of 9 points a game. That's insane. And now the thing is, when you look at Miami Central, they have a decent offense. They average about 30 points a game as well, but I think they give up around 13 or so points. They've had a few losses, but they've played a tough schedule as well. One thing I do want to mention, and we can post this on our ESPN Pensacola Facebook for those that want to watch the game tomorrow.
Well, thank you for letting us know, because when he says those, we will post those on the ESPN Pensacola. That means I will have to get onto the internet and post that. But the crack staff will be on that. We will be on that. Thank you.
Okay. All right. I looked directly at you when I said that.
I love you said, we'll make sure to get this done here.
Well, I don't have access.
I'm just kidding.
No, but so anybody that is interested in watching the game, maybe there's a few people want to get together or whatever. Look, this is going to be a fun game. They're going to play at 6 o'clock our time. So it'll be 7 o'clock their time. It's like $9.99. Okay. All right. Jeff needs to call.
Yeah. Call, yeah.
All right, but it's you can purchase a ticket for $9.99, and it's going to broadcast. If you go to FHSA website and you click on this matchup here, and like I said, Chad will he'll post the link for all this.
Yeah.
But you can watch it online or you can listen as well. But I just think that it's important that we support Escambia. I mean, we what they're doing, it's special. It's the same thing with UWF. Don't take this for granted, because this just doesn't happen every single year. So enjoy what you have while you have it. And I tell you what, I just got a feeling they're going to pull this off. I really do. I mean, there's a lot, reading the message boards, and people are giving me all the reasons of why they're not going to win it. But they just don't know this Escambia team like we do.
Well, it's the team looks ready. They've got enough athletes. They're a big team up front, like you said. They win in the interior, but they also have a guy in A.V. Smith that's gotten better. This is the first year not doing the games for high school on TV, and I remember for the last 4 or 5 years watching Gerald Bright. We did a commercial actually with Gerald Bright for a deflated football. After that, it was pretty funny. But Jabir Fry and him throwing the football together, and they looked over at me, and I was Bill Belichick. But regardless of that, I remember from the days of Gerald Bright to A.V. Smith and all the guys they've had so many great athletes. But between Frank Passant and watching A.V. Smith, that is a probably one of the best combos we've seen in high school in a while. And they've got the athletes to get it done, and I know they had fun with us today. We appreciate all the love they gave ESPN Pensacola being down there. We got a good chance, some back, we're in the back room with them getting some interviews. The kids were ready to come on stage and have everybody cheer their name, and that was a pretty awesome hype video. They get on the bus and are now heading down I-10. Been checking in with my friend, athletic director Ryan James, and he's been letting us know that they're already pretty much past Lake City, headed that way, and
they
should
got
be
to
there
practice
within.
at FSU too.
That's right. Got a little FSU practice facility right there. So that at least they had one good coach on that practice facility teaching plays this year at Florida. Oh, no, please. Mike Norvell's there, so too. All right, yeah. The new FAU coach, maybe. Who knows? There we go. How about that right there? Yeah, nothing like having people buy you out to shun you out of town. Like, too soon. Remember, people use the old too soon in life? Too soon? Can we use that for coaches? Too soon? Too soon to hire Willie Taggart? Because, come on, people. Coming back for more. It's the Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola and Blab TV.
O'Reilly. Struggling with gift ideas? Who doesn't need more tools? Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, get professional quality power torque tool sets on sale now starting at just $19.99. You can even order online and pick it up at your nearest O'Reilly store on your way home. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Need more Bomani Jones in your life? He asks the tough questions.
This is truth that will sound like shade, but I know you will understand me.
Beat 'em down!
Plus, we hear from the people.
But I stand by those comments. Okay, cool. Just want to holler at you. Take it easy. Just so everybody knows he's still blocked.
And he covers only the most important stories.
Clemson was just like, hey, we about to beat the brakes off y'all. Y'all ready? Okay.
Subscribe to The Right Time with Bomani Jones podcast wherever you get your favorite shows.
Bowling is a sport that will last you a lifetime, and at Cordova Lanes on Airport Boulevard, every night there is something exciting happening. Like on Tuesday and Thursday, it's penny a pin. Bowl 100, pay $1. Or how about starting your weekend off right by reserving a lane for just $25 at Moonlight Bowling. Enjoy a fresh-made pizza and the lowest pitcher prices in Pensacola. So what are you waiting for? It's time to roll your way into Cordova Lanes and experience fun like never before.
The wait is finally over. Grizzly Axes is now open on Davis Highway across from O'Charlie's. Grizzly Axes is an unforgettable, exhilarating team-building experience. Whether it be corporate events, bachelor or bachelorette parties, heck, even hanging out with friends after work enjoying some cold beer and throwing axes, Grizzly Axes is Pensacola's go-to location for stress-releasing fun. Reserve your zone now at grizzlyaxe.com. Be a grown axe man at Grizzly Axes on Davis Highway.
Guys, the secret is out. If you want healthy sex, your body needs nitric oxide. And now you can boost your nitric oxide production faster than you thought possible with Ageless Male Tonight, the absurdly fast formula from the #1 brand in male enhancement. Just take one capsule an hour before romantic activity. You'll get clinically tested ingredients that rapidly boost nitric oxide production, and it won't go unnoticed. Rush to 7-Eleven and get Ageless Male Tonight.
Well, you want to see a Broadway show, but New York City just isn't in the cards.
Broadway's coming to you! Get your tickets now for the 2019-2020 Broadway season at the Sanger Theater. See amazing Broadway touring shows like Jersey Boys, Cats, The Color Purple, Beautiful, An American in Paris, and Waitress for a third of the cost you would pay on Broadway. See actual Broadway shows right here in downtown Pensacola. Get all the details at PensacolaSanger.com.
The Paul Feinbaum Show.
Everything you wanted to happen hasn't happened.
Oh my gosh, that's all any of y'all want to talk about is Alabama.
You're really not understanding the conversation, but anyway, we can move on.
Alabama's dynasty has just begun.
Hold on a second, Charles. Somebody wants to talk to you.
I don't want to talk that compelling moron. He's nothing but a lame-headed old man.
2 till 5 every weekday afternoon. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
You're out of your freaking mind, cowturd.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM.
church town, there's a gold dirt road to a whole lot of nothing. Got a deed to the land, but it ain't my ground. This is God's country. We pray for rain and thank Him when it's falling.
Welcome back. Sports Drive with you right here. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Chad Brillante alongside Jeff Price, having some fun with you here. 850-623-1330 is the number. Before social media days, what moment would have been that moment that would have just made the internet, social media, explode? From a standpoint of Tyson versus Buster Douglas, that would be one to me. You know, Jeff, I think for sure would be on that list.
Yeah.
I mean, that fight right there, how much money people lost probably going out at, 70-1 odds straight up. Jackie Robinson, obviously, won. Tyson, how about somebody ripping off somebody's ear? I would go with that. Holyfield's ear falling under that.
I heard something about that, maybe.
Maybe. Immaculate Reception might be on that list as well.
Yeah.
I think that would be one. 850-623-1330 is the number. 850-623-1330 is the number. Let's go to our phone lines. And caller, who's this?
Hey, Chad, how's it going? It's Jonah.
Hey, Jonah, what's happening?
Hey, is Jeff there as well?
You know it.
Sort of, yeah.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. So on the way to the gym, I wanted to pose you all with this interesting question that I heard brought up on the Paul Feinbaum show. There was a guy, I can't remember his name, he mentioned the idea of Trevor Lawrence sitting out.
Raccoon Philly, I think his name was.
Good.
Raccoon
That's
Phil.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, he was mentioning if Trevor Lawrence sat out, and I got to thinking, there's plenty of other players that have done it already before that haven't played the bowl game, but to not play an entire season, it'd be something else, just to blatantly say, I'm not going to do that. And I got to thinking about it, and I don't hate the idea. I don't. And then the gentleman ended up talking about a labor dispute that potentially happened, not allowing someone to be able to play professionally if the NFL deems them worthy and whatnot. I wanted to catch y'all's take on it, see what you thought about the idea.
Jonah, I did hear that, and first off, that guy that was talking, I believe, was one of the heads of the league, so my apologies for just calling him Raccoon Phil. But he was also, this was a guy, though, I don't believe that to be true because I think he found the wrong guy. And to me, it's not, I mean, it actually, I've said this, when you talk about some athletes, if you look at a guy like Trevor Lawrence, yeah, he's going to make whatever money he wants. I mean, he's the kind of guy, he's a polarizing figure, he's a man of faith, he's sort of the silent version of Tebow, but he does things the right way. People want to be, Trevor Lawrence. He seems to be, friends with everybody, not just trying to be like, I'm cooler than you kind of guy. And the difference about that, though, is if you look right now at where a guy like Trevor Lawrence could be in the NFL, it would be worth $100 million plus. So even if he took an insurance policy out, they always say, take an insurance policy. You know what? That's 1/20th of what you actually would make. So it's easy for you to say, but the NFL is the only league, and the NBA with the one and done, but 3 years. It is the only league in all of the entire world, pretty much, that you cannot work somewhere. Well, in the country. There are some countries that people tell you what to do. But it is the only thing in America where if somebody wants to pay you out of college and things like that, then legally, then they can't. I mean, if you have a kid right now, your son is just a genius, and Boston Robotics wants to pay him to work in find a new robot to help do anything. Heck, zap a bunch of the lionfish. There are actually these robots right now at the bottom of the Gulf right now trying to zap and shock all these lionfish because there's thousands upon thousands, and they keep multiplying by thousands more. If somebody creates something like this, then somebody will get paid a lot for that. And that's the thing, is anybody out there will get paid. If they have somebody finds a cure for a disease, that kid would get paid for that. It's the only thing out there where you can't is the jump from high school to having to be removed 3 years when people are salivating out there in the NFL to pay Trevor Lawrence a bunch of money. Now, Trevor Lawrence is a great example because we've talked about him since he won the national title, that he was probably ready to go to the NFL and maybe sit out a couple years and learn. But I don't believe that he is the guy that will do that, because he seems like a good kid. I mean, from a standpoint of, he doesn't seem like he's got a bunch of people yapping in his ears like, I got to get mine right now. He just feels like, hey, I'm winning. I got good people around me, got a good family. That's what I see from him. I don't live with the guy. I don't know what's happening behind closed doors, but all I'm telling you is I don't think Trevor Lawrence will be that guy, but there will be that guy.
Interesting. Jeff, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Chad hit the nail on the head right there. I mean, there's not much more there that I can put on that, and we think the same on a lot of some things, not a lot of things actually.
That's true.
But no, I agree. I think with Trevor Lawrence, he's just that type of guy. I don't see it any other way in this situation, to be honest with you.
Do you think that with the kind of talent I'm thinking about the basketball realm would be Zion Williamson, and we're seeing right now what happens whenever you have someone like him play a year, get hurt, and then have that mentality kind of roll over to the NBA where he's done playing the first half of the season?
Well,
I see where both sides are coming from, and it's difficult.
All right, well, Jonah, we got Gene Stallings coming on here. Actually, about a minute ago, we were supposed to give him a call. So I'm going to go ahead and give Coach Stallings a call. But always appreciate the call from you, and hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday.
Y'all too. Tell him I said hey.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks, Jonah. We're coming back for more right here with Coach Gene Stallings.
I'm really hungry, but I don't want to spend a fortune.
Well, you're in luck. Now you can get Denny's Super Slam with 2 eggs, 2 bacon strips, 2 sausage links, hash browns, and 2 pancakes, all for just $5.99.
That is a great deal. So I get all of that for just $5.99?
You sure do.
Wow, this meal just keeps getting better and better.
Some might say super.
I see what you did there.
The $5.99 Super Slam is back. See you at Denny's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. No substitutions.
As a new decade dawns, write a new chapter in your career story as an elite tanker driver with Schneider. Schneider has added new tanker driving jobs, including dedicated lanes and expanded regional and over-the-road options. Enjoy new driver tablets, a new hazmat endorsement process, and newer equipment. Plus, the higher pay and paid tanker training you've come to expect from Schneider, a 50-year leading bulk carrier. Start now with a top tanker driving job. Find what you want at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Hey sports fans, we know that we all fumble now and then when we're headed for the end zone, and our vehicles are no exception. Next time your bad ride is a little off sides, take it to Amco Transmission, your total car care facility. And with no interest financing, even with less than perfect credit, you'll drive away feeling as if you caught the winning touchdown. You always make the right play when you take your vehicle to Amco Transmission on Davis Highway, just south of Airport Boulevard. Visit them on Facebook or call 800-GO-AMCO. AA-MCO.
I'm Mina Kimes, host of the new podcast, ESPN Daily. Each morning, we'll bring you a deep dive into a single story from one of ESPN's hundreds of reporters. ESPN Daily is presented by Dell Small Business. Goodbye Windows 7, hello Windows 10. Dell's holiday sales are the perfect time to upgrade. Save big on business computers with Intel Core processors, plus free shipping. Call a small business technology advisor at 877-BUY-DELL or visit dell.com/business deals.
Need more Bomani Jones in your life? He asks the tough questions.
This is truth that will sound like shade, but I know you will understand me. Beat 'em down!
Plus, we hear from the people.
But I stand by those comments. Okay, cool. Just want to holler at you. Take it easy. Just so everybody knows he's still blind.
And he covers only the most important stories.
Clemson was just like, hey, we about to beat the brakes off y'all. Y'all ready? Okay.
Subscribe to The Right Time with Bomani Jones podcast wherever you get your favorite shows.
No matter what team or sport you love, connect with it all on SiriusXM. Hear ESPNU and more in your car, on your phone, and at home when you subscribe now with packages starting at $5 per month plus fees. Get closer to every major league with play-by-play, expert analysis, and even fantasy sports coverage. Plus, ad-free music, comedy, entertainment, news, and more. Connect with what matters on SiriusXM. Visit SiriusXM.com/listenESPN to learn more and subscribe. Channel lineup varies by package.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Thin line between joy and pain. It's a long, strange trip. It's all insane. You ain't never gonna be the same. Living life through the night. Thin line of a lightning strike. Sometimes the only light when the moon is tucked away. Pistons pumping, minds are racing. It's hard to sleep, man, when I'm shaking. Bad news surrounds me. It's always found me creeping up when things are good. Yeah, the dark days find a way. Loud thunder, heavy rain, thin lines between your hands.
And welcome back. It is the Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Simulcast on Blab TV. Chad Brillante with you here, efforting to get Coach Gene Stallings on here in just a few minutes from now. So we'll get that all queued up. Looking right now at some of the other headlines going on. Troy Aikman talking about Jerry Jones, and one of the things about Jerry Jones is he obviously likes to have control of situations. One of those kind of guys that wants full control in any type of situation. But, you know, Troy Aikman, who played for Jimmy Johnson during their run, kids don't even remember back in the day how good Dallas was with Emmett, Michael Irvin. Those guys were partying, celebrating, winning championships, and making it snow in the locker room in July. Well, that was Michael Irvin, sorry. But sometimes they were just enjoying life and having a good time. But the difference was Jerry Jones always wanted control. He always wanted control of the situation. And a lot of people don't want to coach under that. Jason Garrett was sort of a puppet for that, to have a chance to become that guy. Now, the difference is, if you think of a guy like Jerry Jones, if you're going to be a coach for him, you would think it would be a younger guy that's sort of a yes, sir type of guy. Well, the talks of Urban Meyer has been a potential, but Troy Aikman talked about being a GM, and he said, I think a lot of people out there would want to be part of Dallas. But he said, it's unlikely for me to ever wanted to be a GM for Dallas. He goes, it's unlikely that I'll ever have a chance to be that, because it's unlikely Jerry will ever bring somebody in who can help this team in that regard, because he's real stubborn and steadfast, and he always wants to be the one in charge. I think in a lot of ways, until that changes, this team is going to have some major problems. But if he ever asked me to come be part of it, that'd be a real leap of faith. I don't envision that happening, and I don't envision that happening any point soon, quite honestly, no matter who's in charge out there. So that was Troy Aikman on the possibility of being a GM right there and having the chance to work with Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. Some of the other things going on right now, we talked about Didi Gregorius. It looks like he is now heading to the Philadelphia Phillies. The former Blue Wahoo has had a lot of success. He was part of that Bronx Bomber lineup, and now being a Philly, great pickup right there. Garrett Cole got paid a lot of cash, like $35 million a year. Hank Steinbrenner pretty much said, look, throw anything towards him and don't miss a dime. He's making $325 million. That's a lot of change right there. Happy day. And he's going to have to shave, too. So that's two things that, for Garrett Cole, he got paid, but then he has to shave the beard. So would you shave the beard for $325 million? If you answer that no, then you really like your beard a lot. Looking at postseason for college football, we got some big games, but we know at this point that Memphis has a big game against Penn State. Now, Mike Norvell will not be coaching in that game, and a lot of people were upset. How can you leave your team high and dry? How could this be? Well, I'll tell you. It's real simple. You got a way better job at Florida State, and they're going to pay you a lot of money to be the guy. Nobody's saying it's a lateral move. If James Franklin would have come over, Bob Stoops one time at Oklahoma, and him taking some time off. But for Mike Norvell, this was a huge job and a huge opportunity. So for him to be able to go out there and to get it done, it is one that I think a lot of people need to realize that. Did we get? No. All right. For a guy like Mike Norvell, this is a huge jump. This is a huge opportunity, and one that I think a lot of people understand that is the one that he really wants to have. So for everybody out there that is talking about he should coach Memphis, now he's making the right decision. He's a Florida State guy now. I think anybody on that team should respect that. They should understand that. And if you were a player, I would hope you would understand the move financially, the move from a bigger conference. Everything That would be huge. When we come back, we're going to talk with legendary Alabama coach Gene Stallings right here on the Sports Drive.
Imogen and I started Jewelers Trade Shop in 1956.
Our goal at Jewelers Trade Shop has always been to give our customers the best experience imaginable. It's something that my grandfather instilled in my father, and without a doubt, my father has passed on to me. Those basic core goals and values that shaped our business 56 years ago are still very much alive and a driving force behind Jewelers Trade Shop today.
For 3 generations, the story continues. Jewelers Trade Shop in downtown Pensacola.
Guys, the secret is out. If you want healthy sex, your body needs nitric oxide. And now you can boost your nitric oxide production faster than you thought possible with Ageless Male Tonight, the absurdly fast formula from the #1 brand in male enhancement. Just take 1 capsule an hour before romantic activity. You'll get clinically tested ingredients that rapidly boost nitric oxide production, and it won't go unnoticed. Rush to Walmart and get Ageless Male Tonight.
Are your aching feet stopping you from where you want to go? The average person puts a ton of stress on their feet and ankles. At Pensacola Podiatry, Dr. Frank Castagna and Dr. Matt Etheridge are both board certified and understand the importance of foot and ankle health. From the most common foot issue to the most complex, Pensacola Podiatry is always one step ahead with 3 convenient locations and most insurance accepted. For more information, visit them online at pensacolapodiatry.com.
As we age, we all need help, which is why Summer Vista Assisted Living and Memory Care is excited to be a part of the Pensacola community. At Summer Vista, each day is filled with smiles, laughter, hugs, and fun activities. It's a cruise ship atmosphere on land. Within the Summer Vista community, spacious living areas, beauty salons, barbershops, and restaurant-style dining are just some of the many excellent services they offer you. Comfort and care you can trust. See for yourself at summervista.com.
Does pain have you sidelined on the bench? Clearway Pain Solutions wants you back in the game. Our team of compassionate, board-certified pain specialists, chiropractors, and physical therapists will relieve your pain and restore your function. For comprehensive, patient-centered care, visit a Clearway doctor at one of our convenient locations near you. Call Clearway Pain Solutions today at 855-527-PAIN or visit our website at clearwaypain.com. That's 855-527-PAIN or clearwaypain.com.
ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM is accepting applications for employment. Periodically, we have openings in sales, business, news, promotions, engineering, production, and programming. We'll keep your application for consideration when such an opening occurs. We also provide internships for qualified students. Apply online at ESPNpensacola.com or at our studios at 7251 Plantation Road behind University Town Plaza. ADX Communications is an equal opportunity employer.
This is Jeff Price with ESPN Pensacola. On behalf of all of us here at ESPN Pensacola, we want to wish the Escambia Gators football team good luck in your state championship game against Miami Central. Go Gators!
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
It is the Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM and 99.1 FM. Chad Brillante, Jeff Price, and now joining us, appreciate him hanging on right there, Coach Gene Stallings joining us here on the phone, the legendary Alabama coach. And, Coach, I'm going to make sure we'll get Kalijah back up here in just a second, but it's been that kind of – anytime I call you 10 minutes, you just can go, the monkey in the cage that's up against the glass, like, at the zoo, and the kid thinks it's funny and the mom's pulling the kid back. Like, that's what it's been the last few minutes in here trying to figure it out. So
I knew that if it'd be possible, you'd do it, and if it wasn't going to be possible, we'd just do it next week. So I hung on for you, and I'm glad that I did.
Well, Coach, we've done this interview for, I think, 5 years now, and every Wednesday at 5:30, and it is always going to be one. I think, this is something important to me, not just as a broadcaster, but having a chance to sit there and do that as well. So that's something as well that we always talk about, and we'll get to more on that coming up here in just a second. Gene, I want to talk a little, Coach, I want to talk a little bit about what's going on right now with the bowl games and the college football playoff. It is right now something where I think we got the 4 teams in there that we expected that are going to give us the best matchup. And I know Oklahoma doesn't have the defense right now, but this is the matchup that the committee wanted to see.
Yeah, it was, and then Georgia hung in there for a long time, but he lost right at the last. And Oklahoma, in my opinion, and earlier in the year, they won the top 4 teams. Then they didn't play quite as well, so I think that Oklahoma will be a good match. I don't think that they can beat LSU. I do think that Clemson's going to beat Ohio State. I believe that, and I think LSU will probably beat Oklahoma. So I think the championship game will be Clemson and LSU.
Coach, looking right now at the college football, right now how the system is set up, do you feel even after we assume that this year, we were going to have some chaos at the end with Utah, with teams like Oregon at one point, with teams even at one point if Georgia would have beat LSU or Baylor would have beat Oklahoma. But because the system sort of worked out the right way, do you feel that the committee is not going to make as much of a push to an 18 playoff, or do you think there's going to be enough voices out there to say, hey, the way Florida's playing, the way if Georgia didn't have to play in a bowl game, what's your opinion on that?
Well, I think a couple of years ago the committee said that they were not going to change the format for at least for several years. I personally feel like we need 8 teams in the playoff. But the committee, I think they sold on just 4, and so I think it'll be that way for the next several years.
Looking right now as we speak with legendary Alabama coach Gene Stallings. Coach, the way that Tua talked this week about if he was a top 10 draft pick, he would go to the NFL draft. But if he was 15 or below, he fell to the bottom of the first round, who knows, he would come back to Alabama. Do you feel that Tua will go pro, or do you feel like he would go back to Alabama?
Well, the bottom line is what's he done with his education. If he has graduated, if he's got his degree and he wants to go out early, I'd be all for him. If he has not graduated, I would say he needs to come back and not necessarily to play, but to finish his education. I think if he's a good football player this year, I'll assure you he'll be a good football player next year. That's what somewhere where his allegiance lies. I think the University of Alabama has been very good to him. It's given him a stage that he might not have gotten in Hawaii or somewhere else. And my personal opinion is I hope he would come back and play his last year. But regardless, he's given Alabama a lot of enjoyment.
Hey, Coach, Jeff Price here. How you doing?
Fine, Jeff. Good to talk to you.
Yes, sir. So, and I kind of have a feeling maybe it's just we're seeing a trend of guys sit out during these bowl games that don't, quote, mean anything, which I mean, they do mean something. They mean something to a lot of these players here. But I'm just curious, coming from a coach that, has the accolades that you do and that you've been around so many talented players, I mean, how do you feel about guys sitting out, nowadays just to go ahead and go to the NFL?
I would be extremely disappointed if one of my players did not play in the bowl game because he wanted to make sure he didn't get hurt in order to play football. I never did have that happen, so I can just say what I would imagine. But you go to school and get an education and fulfill your obligation, and your obligation, in my opinion, is to play till the season's over. And the season's not over till you play your bowl game. So, as I mentioned, I would be extremely disappointed if one of my players decided not to go to play in the bowl because he's afraid he might get hurt and it might affect his draft choice. He's still in college.
Speaking with legendary Alabama coach Gene Stallings each and every Wednesday here on the show. Coach, the SEC's added a couple new coaches. You got a coach in Mike Norvell, who's heading now to Florida State. He did a great job at Memphis. Young guy, 38 years old. Sam Pittman, he was an offensive line coach, and now he's headed from Georgia, now headed over to Arkansas. And Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss with Eli as well, going over to having a chance. Drinkowitz at Missouri. Did any of these surprise you? I'm sure not all these guys you know personally, but Lane Kiffin's been a big name. He was part of Alabama. Were you surprised at all by that hire at Ole Miss?
I was a little bit surprised. Lane Kiffin is a good coach, but I'm not a Lane Kiffin fan. I think he's left some places without fulfilling his obligation. I think he's a good football coach, and if he can turn Ole Miss around, he'll be an outstanding coach. I hate this time of the year when coaches get fired. And that doesn't turn me on at all. I'd like for them to finish out their obligation, their contract, and if it doesn't work out, go somewhere else. But this time of year when they're firing coaches, it's sort of sad to me.
Coach, there was someone discussing today about Trevor Lawrence, and they were talking on the Paul Feinbaum show about the possibility. We know how good of an athlete he's been ever since he's been at Clemson. Won a national championship as a true freshman in dominant form last year as a starting quarterback. This year, all they've done is go undefeated once again. I know you're around the program there. Dabo Swinney looks up to you in so many ways as somebody that has mentored him as being a successful coach today when he played for you back at Alabama. But somebody said that Trevor Lawrence should sit out the season based on that he has $100 million in the future, and that some of these guys will, because the investment, when you know you're that good and you have that type of money, is more important than the football team. I don't believe Trevor Lawrence would ever do that, and there might be somebody out there, but to me, he's not that guy.
Well, the NCAA allows a player to take out an insurance policy, a career-ending insurance policy, and he can pay for it with his bonus money. So if Trevor thinks he may have a career-ending injury and he's worth $100 million, he can take out $100 million insurance policy, and then he can pay for it. If he doesn't get hurt, his bonus money, then he can pay for his contract. So they do everything they can to help the player in case of an injury. Now, they didn't have that when I was coaching, but that's something that they've added. So when a player's worried about getting hurt his senior year, well, he can take out a contract, a life-ending career. And so I don't necessarily think he's worth $100 million, but somebody might. If he wants to take out that insurance policy, it's his privilege, and he can do it.
Coach, Jerry Jones, right down the road in Dallas, you guys, when you wake up and you read the newspaper, you get enough on the Dallas Cowboys, and these days you probably have to watch the expletives if you're watching anything on the Dallas Cowboys around the news, because it hasn't been that great. They're 6-7. They have a better roster than that with guys from Alabama like Amari Cooper. And you look right now at the team, they're still tied for the division lead at 6-7. But, Jerry, they talked about the possibility of a next head coach, and Jason Garrett seems to be already, it looks like, based on the comments of Jerry Jones, on the way out. But how hard is it? Because you've been a head coach in college football. You've been a coach in the NFL. You've played on both sides. How hard is it to have a owner be in charge when you're trying to do your job as a head coach?
Yeah, it's extremely hard. And first of all, if I were the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, I'd do something to the running back, number 21. He's making all that money, and the majority of the time he doesn't make the length of his foot. So if I was going to fire somebody, I would not fire Jerry, the coach. I'd fire number 21, the running back.
I think, at this point, the good news is that their division's so bad they still have a shot out there. But I think it is one that a lot of Dallas fans, I think Jason Garrett is all the way out the door at this point after the game against Chicago. But
by and large, Jason has done a pretty good job. He's had some key people that's been injured. Working under Jerry Jones is extremely stressful. Most of the time, the head coach will say who's injured and who's not going to be playing. Jerry Jones says that. When you read the Dallas News, as I do from time to time, the injury report is always given by Jerry Jones, and most of the time the head coach does that. So I'd say that Jason is working under a really a tough situation, and I think he's done about as good a job as he could with what he has. I'd be concerned the way some of the guys played that's making all that money. You mentioned Cooper. He's done an outstanding job for the Cowboys, and they can't pay him enough money. But that running back, what money he's making and the contribution he's made, I think that's a problem myself.
Coach, we work in the business in broadcasting, and once in a while we'll go to an event and we get to talk to some people, and they say they're fans of the show, or we respect it, but we always say we're fun-loving guys on and off the air and enjoy what we do. You have a chance to coach in two of the most historic places, played for the legend himself, ranked as the #1 coach according to ESPN, as he should be, in Bear Bryant, and just somebody that won a national champion yourself, has been in the limelight so many times. We have a bunch of kids right now driving over to Daytona to get ready for a state national title for the state of Florida here in Escambia High School. We helped send them on their way this morning at the Jamboree, and we just talked to their head coach on the phone, Mike Bennett, a few minutes ago. But what would you say, because you've seen all the levels of success and celebrating in a locker room a championship, but the memories also in Texas of playing high school football. Coach, is there anything like it for these kids in high school to have that shot at a state title?
No, it's not. In all the games that I've been affiliated with and teams that I've played with, the years that I enjoyed probably as much as any was when I was playing for Paris High School. I just thoroughly enjoyed it. We never did have a great team. We had a good team. The players enjoyed each other. We all, several of us had an opportunity to play in college. When I was out coaching and I'd go back to Paris High School, I'd want to get together with some of my teammates, and it's nothing like high school football. And I just want to congratulate the team that's in the finals, and win or lose, they've done an outstanding job just getting there. I know the winning is what's important, but just being there, I think, is pretty important too.
Well, Coach, I know coming from you, if any of the parents were listening or anyone out there, that means a ton. And it's the same school, Escambia, that produced Emmitt Smith. It produced Trent Richardson. It's produced some of the Emery Smith, a lot of greats on that football field.
Yeah, it is, and year in, year out, Florida football high school is just about as good as anybody's.
Yes. Well, Coach, you know what? We always appreciate the time. Like I said, I was in panic mode back here, but when I called you and heard your voice pick up, it meant the world. I know you're always getting ready to go into church on Wednesday, so that means a ton for you guys waiting that extra 10 minutes today. If you can, send it. We always do prayer groups in here on the show. But if you can send an extra prayer for my grandma as she's headed to see some angels. So it's
well, tell me about your grandmother. Is she extremely sick? Is she in the hospital? Or what is she?
She's passed today. So.
Oh, she did pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's extremely sad. But I'll say my prayer warriors will do the same thing for her family. And but the legacy that we leave, the lives that we've lived, that's what's important. None of us going to live forever, but doing the best we can with what we have and enjoying the associations with our family and our friends, that's what's important.
Well, it means a ton, and that's the thing is, you realize how important it is, but as long as you keep faith, family, football in that order with the real F's that you want to hear, that's the most important.
I guarantee you. And you take care of the little girl, and I hope you have her some presents on the tree, too.
Thank you, Coach. Always a joy to talk to you.
Good talk to you.
Appreciate it. Coach Gene Stallings, one of the best right there. We're coming back for more. 1 hour down, one more to go right here in the Sports Drive.
Football is here. Catch all of the UWF Argos games and the big NFL games every Saturday and Sunday on Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. If you would like to be a part of ESPN Pensacola as a sponsor or promotional partner, just give us a call at 262-6000 or visit our website at ESPNpensacola.com.
ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. WEBY, Milton, Pensacola.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Ready to talk some college football. Hour number 2.
Has just become the NFL's all-time leading rusher. Across the middle, it is caught for the first. It's Baldwin shaking free and sprinting down the sideline for the touchdown. His third of the day. Doug Baldwin.
Derek Brooks, who ran back 3 interceptions for touchdowns in the regular season, does it to cement the Super Bowl. Boxing's elite, the new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr. Baldwin beaten. The result has come up on screens that Gatlin's taken it. Goodness me, it was a blue American vest, 992 for Gatlin. 992 by the American champion to take gold.
Another Watson is wearing a green jacket at Augusta. And this time, his name is Bubba. Scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trent Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
Welcome out. Second hour of the Sports Drive goes now right here on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. But nice. I used to have a break there, you just get right back in it. We love talking, but I couldn't even finish my tea right there. Jeez. Couldn't even finish my tea right. I feel like I'm like 80 under rock right here. Could not get my tea down before. It's always great to catch up with Gene Stallings. Someone clearly has gone back and turned the heater on, by the way. I feel like this is a prank show going on. See, we got one air conditioning system in here, and it goes all the way down, and the people underneath us, so it is cold outside. Look, it's freezing, so probably the heater is a good idea. But this room becomes a hot box sauna when the heater gets turned on, and someone probably on TV is saying, take off your dang jacket. Well, you don't see the pit stains here. But there's things going on here. All I'm saying is TMI. That it is, this room is getting to that point right now.
It is.
Let's go ahead and talk some football. Well, we got some news. How about Willie Taggart? Boy?
All the coaching. Else?
We've got coaching news going on. Willie Taggart is going to be the new FAU football coach. How about that? Woo!
I tell you what, though, and don't get it twisted. He'll have a decent year next year because of the guys that Lane has. Like Lane Kiffin has left him a decent team. I'm not saying they're a great team.
That's true.
So just if he wins 7 games or 8 games or whatever,
he's proven
he
can win football games
at
some level. Yeah,
right. Well, Lane won at FAU. He did a good job for what he had there and what he could get. So that's the real test. Is comparable? People are going to compare Willie Taggart to Lane Kiffin now. They're going to say, well, Lane did it. Let's see you do it. So if he struggles, big time struggles. Look, Lane put some guys in the NFL too. So just saying.
Look at Lane Kiffin is not a bad football coach. It's sort of the snake in the grass roots that he left some of the people. It's not, and it wasn't even the Tennessee Volunteers. It was the Tennessee Titans. If people don't know that story, you do. Okay, I'm just saying, if you actually know your history, not the coaching, but some of the things that he's done behind the scenes where he has left some people high and dry. And look, Lane takes care of Lane. Ask his ex-wife that. But Lane, sorry, that was funny. But, well, it's true. I mean, it's true. It's a true story. Just went out. I mean, that's how he lives life. That's how he lives life. And I know we live in a world where 55% divorce rates and all this other stuff, but Lane's like, I'm gonna get me some. That's his brain. Like the devil and the angel on the shoulders. Like there's no angel on that shoulder. The angel has been pushed off a long time ago.
Get me some.
I'm gonna get me some. That's probably his quote in his high school yearbook. I'm gonna get me some. Like that's what I think when I think Lane Kiffin. He's just gonna get him some. He's gonna this whole, and then when he signed a 10-year deal with FAU. And the people were like, and then some guy got on there. Remember, I'll never forget this. Remember Bino Cook? Is he still alive, by the way? Is Bino Cook? Remember Bino?
Yeah.
I haven't seen. I missed
Oh,
it.
that is
a
a
good
question.
Bino Cook used to. I remember he would be that guy. He would be like and he'd come on there and be like, "Well, let me tell you about this," and then Bino would go on, and I miss Bino Cook there. Some of those old school guys on there. I know Ron Cherry's not coming back after some of the comments he made, but that's not happening. Or Don Cherry. But yeah, Ron's the referee that gave him the business.
Passed away in 2012.
Don Cherry, obviously, with the suits. My apologies, the two opposite guys. But Bino's still
2012.
He's still good? He passed in 2012. Yeah. That's okay. That's what. Yeah. Oh, that stinks. Well, Bino Cook was awesome, but I remember, there was some guy on there that I remember he got on air, and it was just one of those monotone like, well, I believe that Lane Kiffin will be staying. I'll never forget this. He'll be staying at FAU. He signed a 10-year deal, and it's a 10-year deal, so he's going to be there for 10 years. And that's it. And we're all sitting there like, if anybody in their right mind believes that Lane Kiffin is staying there for 10 years, what did he do? Did he do 3? Did he finish 3? He got through 3. Kudos to that, because remember, the coaching search, by the way, somebody just heard me. Did you feel that?
No, it's because the air that's probably on 76, and it just hit 77, so.
Somebody, thank you. Somebody is listening.
There's nobody up there.
There are people up there. You don't know who I'm pointing to, but thank you. That was awesome right there.
That's that noise I hear up there all the time.
That is awesome right there. But let there be air. Now, so everything that I talked about though with somebody in Lane Kiffin, he was supposed to be gone last year. Remember that? Everybody's like, is he going to take this job? Is he going to take? You knew he wasn't going to last more than 3 years of that 10-year deal. That's what contracts are today. Think Garrett Cole's going to pitch 9 years for the Yankees? Come on, guys. I hope not. As a Red Sox fan, I was truly asking you because I don't want to watch 9 more years of baseball with Garrett Cole pitching for him. But people don't live out their contracts. Albert Pujols, he has a Dominican license. He's probably already 60, and Albert Pujols got a contract for 10 years when he was actually probably already 45. I mean, this is people do not live out their contracts anymore. People forget Anthony Davis just signed like the biggest massive deal with the Pelicans, and he's like, don't want to be here, man. Unibrown's not looking cool out here in Bourbon these days. Like, he wanted out, got out, and now they boo him. He comes back, and he's dominating. Him and LeBron look like they're on a warpath right now.
Yeah,
it's coming through L.A. I mean, it's either one of the two L.A.s. If you want to just be like smart, you don't know anything about basketball, and you're like, well, it's Los Angeles is this year. It's going to be Los Angeles. And be like, which one of them? Be like, I like L.A., and then just walk away. Because you got to, probably if I took L.A. versus the field, you have a good shot. Giannis and Milwaukee have a shot, but those two teams are.
But is it fair to say that the Bucks are it in the East? Like they're the only hope? I mean, the Raptors aren't bad.
But Raptors needed everything, and they needed Kevin Durant to get hurt last year with Kawhi Leonard, who can be argued right now being the best player, and they still had to win because of an injury. Look, Pascal Siakam is good, but they're not good enough to win.
How about those Magic?
All right, so now we're through LA. Just be smart. Just say through LA.
Yeah.
But Lane Kiffin, you knew it was gonna go quick, and now he's at Ole Miss, where obviously he's just gonna live a nice, ethical life as every coach and every player. Whether you pissed away a game or not, everybody has been that way at Ole Miss. Just saying. What, you're a Lane Kiffin fan, so.
Well, no. Here's the thing. I'm interested to see him. I'm happy he's back in the SEC because I just want to see like how he's grown. Because we know he's a good coach. He is a good coach. You can deny that all you want to. That's fine.
He is a good coach.
But it's not a matter of the coaching. It's a matter of like maturity level that what a coach has to go through. Meaning like you can't be saying stuff that it's not good for a coach to say. You can't be posting social media things that a coach shouldn't do, that a high school player would do or something like that. And listen, here's the thing, though. Lane's he's already in the news because he's going after Scott Cochran. He's already offered Scott Cochran a job on the field. And for those, Scott Cochran is the strength and conditioning coach for Alabama. And he's already got 2 other coaches in mind on that Alabama staff that he wants to take from Coach Saban. I'm just saying he's made that public, which I don't have a problem with that. if you're those coaches, you love it because guess what? Alabama, they'll be like, hey, we heard he's trying to get you. What's the offer?
Scott Cochran's not going to lead there. That'd be stupid.
It would be fun though. He's trying to take down the empire.
Be a hotty-toddy move right there.
I could use a hotty-toddy right now.
They could use a little Scott Cochran. They could use a little, yeah.
Yeah,
I just finally get my voice back a little to do that right now.
That was great.
Z-Pack's sort of working right now.
It's been a while.
It has been. It's been 2 weeks since it's finally kicking in a little. Still not.
So are you excited to see like what Lane does at Ole Miss? Or do you just not care? I'm just curious. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I'm not expecting like instant results, but I think 2-3 years down the road, I think it's going to be a good thing. But it's good to have him in the SEC again.
I don't believe Bill Belichick knew they were taping the sidelines. Wait.
We're on this subject.
Wait a second. Were you talking about Ole Miss there? Is that where we're talking? No, I don't think. I think he's going to. The expectations, when you're in a situation where the expectations are to go 6-6 and 7-5, and everybody's like, yay, it's got 3 speeds. Like, it doesn't really matter that much. Then it's hard to really get too excited because they're not going to beat LSU. They're not going to beat Alabama. They're not going to be above Auburn. They're not at Texas A&M's level. So he's not going to go in there and make an immediate – there are some teams you can take over, like an Oregon or a Florida State or some schools that have money, they have resources, they have the powers to be. Ole Miss took everything, and now we know where there was smoke and cell phone calls to Bambi. Things were happening. At that point, we also knew there became a brush fire. It got out of control. And that's why we realized is Robert Kimdichie, guys like Laramie Tunzel and all these athletes, it wasn't coincidence that Hugh Freeze was able to get them there. It's not like they picked. You have this list. When you start looking, we were looking at it today. Today we were sort of making a joke as one of the stories today. There goes Wiley. As he's gone. Right? But we had 4-star quarterback Jeff Sims decommit from Florida State today, and he announced it on Twitter. If anybody knows the story. And we had Terrence A. Gross here from Tomahawk Talk. He does a show from the Gross & Schuster Law Firm. And Terrence stopped by, and the story was, he's Sandalwood High School in Jacksonville. Mike Norvell showed up and told Jeff Sims pretty much, hey, you're not going to be guaranteed to be the starter.
The word is, it's not official that
I was there.
Yeah.
We were making cookies, yeah. Nana,
that was you in the picture. That's kind of weird.
And it's every Thursday, macadamia nut night. We make some really good cookies. It's really awesome. Right?
Those are good nuts.
It gets nuts there. Nana's all of a sudden when she hits Little Wayne, all of a sudden it starts jamming in that house. But
did you say Little Wayne?
Yeah, it starts going crazy in there. She doesn't play games. I'm just saying. Let's just say when that disco ball dropped, that I thought that was insulation right there, and all of a sudden that thing dropped. But no, it is. So Jeff Sims. The story we're going with, we're basing this. We're going on this story. Jeff Sims announces on Twitter that he has decommitted from Florida State. Now, Mike Norvell went there and said, you're not guaranteed to be the starting quarterback. Willie Taggart, who knows what he told him to get him to come there. And I think Willie seemed to be an honest dude, so I don't want to put that on like Willie being like, yeah, but he maybe told him like, hey, you are the starter. Willie probably was like, maybe you will be the starter. Who knows what Willie told him? And yeah, to save
you'll be the coach.
Maybe Willie told every person in Florida you'll be the starter, knowing he'd be fired and they'd be in chaos when Mike Norvell's like, I got 75 guys I got to tell can't play. So he goes out there and tells Jeff Sims, and Jeff Sims decommits from Florida State. He's a 4-star guy right there from Sandalwood in Jacksonville. At that point, though, you realize with recruiting that sometimes that happens. But the names on the list are usually pretty comparable. It's usually Florida State, Florida, LSU, Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, Alabama. Up north, you might get some Michigan, Ohio State, that kind of. But if you saw a list right now, when we go to the West Coast, and it was Oregon, it was USC, and then it was also a team like Cal State Fullerton, that I believe has a Division II football team. Like, if you had a list where all of a sudden you had Washington State, Oregon, USC, and then you had Nevada, you'd wonder how Nevada's getting this guy. You'd wonder, okay, they're pulling some strings. I mean, it's still a good school. I wish they would have done some one-on-ones with Colin Kaepernick while they're there. But that's for another day. Yikes. But I'm telling you, in that moment, you see Ole Miss popping up with these guys because Robert Kimdichie and Laramie Tunsil was right here in our yonder right here. Wasn't it Yulee? Or no, not Yulee. He was right down the road and near, I want to say right near Perry, Lake City area, right down here. But those guys, Laramie Tunsil and Robert Kimdichie, were two studs, top 5 guys in the country. Robert Kimdichie was looked at as number 1 guy. And he had Clemson, Alabama, Auburn, all these people on the list, and Ole Miss gets him. That just doesn't happen because of a friendly relationship. That happens because of Happy from Blue Chips, the movie. It was fictional, but just Google that if you want to check it. And it did happen. I mean, and we know that. So, I mean, it was told in the stories, hey, we handed this guy this, and, I mean, there's evidence of it. So,
well, it's solid choice by Sims, by the way, because his backup on 247, if you look at it, was Georgia Tech. It was either Florida State or Georgia Tech was going to be his decision.
Oh, there you go.
So, I mean, he can go start immediately at Georgia Tech.
They're an air raid offense now.
And they are a rambling wreck.
They're in Jeff Collins in that.
Getting into Jeff Collins anymore.
Dolphin exhibit suit.
No, but Florida State has the, right now, 25th ranked recruiting class. I mean, they're behind people like Iowa and Georgia Tech and Kentucky and people. And that's where I think Terrence was talking about, don't expect a championship next year. Like, let's calm down for a minute. It's going to take some time. I mean, being 25th, you're like, well, the top 25. It's not good when you're in recruiting. You want to be like top 15, top 10, which they'll be there. I like Norvell. I think he's going to be able to recruit well.
Yeah, he does.
But it's going to be hard because Dan Mullen in Florida, he's going to make it tough because the Gators got it going on right now.
The Gators got it going on, but one thing Mike Norvell has going on, like Nana to Lil Wayne music,
Macadamia nuts.
Okay, it's a great night. Now, is that he has a team that he can say that he walked out there and he went 11-1 and took to a Cotton Bowl. Like right now, like even though he's not coaching that game, he took a team after a ridiculously good season at 11-1 to a Cotton Bowl. And Willie Taggart didn't have that kind of resume. And I'm not saying that that's like praise the Lord. Like we do celebrate fake titles out there in the American, so we do that. But the thing with Memphis is that Memphis was sending guys to the NFL. Paxton Lynch, first rounder. There are a lot of guys right now. I'll just stop at Paxton Lynch, but I know there's like 20 of them out there. But Memphis is a team that he has proven that he can win where the talent level of Memphis isn't on an upper echelon. Like they went out there and they beat the teams around them, Cincinnati's and UCF's and the SMU's and everybody at their level. So in a consistent across-the-board basis with other coaches that had the same talent, he just dominated. So and Florida State's expected to have the type of talent that you would get out there with Florida, with the Alabamas and Auburns one day. I mean, at one point they had that. So that's something that he can say to them is, I can get us to this level. I've proven this with the talent that I had at Memphis. Billy Taggart could never say that. He just came in and said, Gulf Coast offense, and we go really fast. And I remember us sitting there at the yacht club and like, yeah, man, it's going to be really awesome. We're running fast, and everybody's going to do things and throw the football. And those cliches you hear on the Levitard where they have the sound clip, like, we're going to throw the football, and we're going to run, and we're going to hit routes, and there's yard lines, and, yeah, field goal posts, and, yeah, man, yeah. And everybody got excited, and then you realize it was smoke and mirrors totally because they come out in the first game ever played against Virginia Tech and get throttled on national TV. Embarrassed. The only deflection they had was that clown for Virginia Tech who looked over at the coach, was caught on camera, and then did like a and fell back, and then the whole stadium boos because he's faking an injury when he got the ear move and then fell. Like he was like running back to the line full speed, and besides that, it was a complete annihilation. And the whole season got worse from there. They almost lost to Samford, and now we know that's good old Duck Hodges out there that almost beat them at Samford. But they just got worse and worse. It never got better. Mike Norvell can say, look, I've taken teams and made them better. He doesn't have the name yet. He's never coached at a Power 5 level. So he can't be Jimbo Fisher, who's like, yep, won a title. Like there's not – but he has shown that everywhere he's been, he's made them better. He's improved them, and they got to the level this year where they're the champions of their conference, and they are also playing in a New Year's Eve 6 game as Memphis, and that's pretty cool.
They're 2 points away from having a fake national title. You do realize that. They lost to Temple 30-28. Or they would be claiming the American fake national title.
It's not how it works. It's not how it works. First off, if we claim the fake national title as the only ones to claim that, we also get to make the rules on that. And the rule is, the rule on that, though.
I was not aware of this. I'm
listening. It's in our it's
in your handbook.
My Pegasus alumni. I got a Pegasus alumni book that was sent to my house, and still have that, by the way. Still have it on set. And I think someone burned it. It was in here. It's not that one day.
Yeah, that was me.
But
what did it say about this?
What it says is you have to win your major bowl game against somebody. If your bowl game has a bowl game, here are the rules to it. So everybody out there listen, because you're in the SEC country, and you're probably already sick of my crap with this. So here, listen real good. This is how it works, because this will never happen again. Here are the rules to that. If your team, to win a fake national title as an undefeated team, beats the team that had beaten both teams in the national title that season, and you beat them in a Power 5 New Year's Eve 6 game, then you can claim it. If the team that you beat both teams that played in that year's national title. So if Memphis had beaten a team this year in the New Year's Eve 6 game that beat both LSU or Ohio State or Clemson, which can't happen because they have 0 losses, then you can claim it. Because we did that when we beat Auburn, who had beat Georgia and Alabama in that same year. So on that note, congratulations.
But I do have a
for
question.
Our fake national title there. That was
what if you have a team like Memphis that goes 13-0?
Yep.
And then all the other the 4 teams are 13-0. So they won't get like the winner.
Then it's
and they go 14-0. They win their bowl game. They play in New Year's 6. I'm just curious.
Be happy with the Cotton Bowl.
Man, that's a bummer.
No parade, but be happy with the Cotton Bowl. Memphis got too much other. They got the blue. That's a city that
people are like, why are we still talking about Memphis?
Memphis can still go out there and they got enough partying. Orlando, there's nothing going on in Orlando. There's no Disney. We don't have that. Right. We just have Matty Gukas, the former Orlando Magic coach. Coming back for more, it's the Sports Drive on ESPN.
Wow.
That's a good one right
way
there.
To end on that one.
Jeff Turner.
Which is why Summer Vista Assisted Living and Memory Care is excited to be a part of the Pensacola community. At Summer Vista, each day is filled with smiles, laughter, hugs, and fun activities. It's a cruise ship atmosphere on land. Within the Summer Vista community, spacious living areas, beauty salons, barbershops, and restaurant-style dining are just some of the many excellent services they offer you. Comfort and care you can trust. See for yourself at summervista.com.
Are your aching feet stopping you from where you want to go? The average person puts a ton of stress on their feet and ankles. At Pensacola Podiatry, Dr. Frank Castagna and Dr. Matt Etheridge are both board certified and understand the importance of foot and ankle health. From the most common foot issue to the most complex, Pensacola Podiatry is always one step ahead with 3 convenient locations and most insurance accepted. For more information, visit them online at pensacolapodiatry.com.
This is Tort Talk with personal injury lawyer Terrence A. Gross.
Hi, this is Terrence A. Gross. Since I've been practicing law here in the Panhandle for over 40 years, I thought I would share a few tips if you are involved in a car wreck. First, call law enforcement. Get witnesses' names. Take pictures of cars in the scene. Get checked out medically as soon as possible. Don't give a recorded statement. Don't sign any releases. And get a free consultation with an experienced personal injury lawyer.
Visit grossandschuster.com.
Welcome to Mode! Okay, hi, what are we doing today?
I need something that screams something fun. Nothing too on the face, nothing too off the face, but also totally hot.
So I have the perfect thing. It's the Moe's Food Mullet. You're totally business in the front, but tailgate in the back. It's a fat party. People are having fun. Snap. All your friends are going to be like, whoa, awesome setup. Everyone else is going to be all jelly, okay?
Just like a killer mullet, Moe's Catering will turn the back of your ride into a tailgate party that's sure to turn some heads. Just order ahead and pick it up on your way.
Moe's Southwest Grill, now open in Pace on Highway 90 next to Publix grocery store.
Does pain have you sidelined on the bench? Clearway Pain Solutions wants you back in the game. Our team of compassionate, board-certified pain specialists, chiropractors, and physical therapists will relieve your pain and restore your function. For comprehensive, patient-centered care, visit a Clearway doctor at one of our convenient locations near you. Call Clearway Pain Solutions today at 855-527-PAIN or visit our website at clearwaypain.com. That's 855-527-PAIN or clearwaypain.com.
Well, you want to see a Broadway show, but New York City just isn't in the cards.
Broadway's coming to you. Get your tickets now for the 2019-2020 Broadway season at the Sanger Theater. See amazing Broadway touring shows like Jersey Boys, Cats, The Color Purple, Beautiful, An American in Paris, and Waitress for a third of the cost you would pay on Broadway. See actual Broadway shows right here in downtown Pensacola. Get all the details at PensacolaSanger.com.
The Paul Feinbaum Show.
Everything you wanted to happen hasn't happened.
Oh my gosh, that's all any of y'all want to talk about is Alabama.
You're really not understanding the conversation, but anyway, we can move on.
Alabama's dynasty has just begun.
Hold on a second, Charles. Somebody wants to talk to you.
I don't want to talk that compelling moron. He's nothing but a lame-head old man.
2 till 5 every weekday afternoon. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
You out of your freaking mind, cow turd.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM.
In my eyes, indisposed, in disguises no one knows, hides the face, lies the snake, in the sun, in my disgrace, boiling heat, summer stench, neath the...
Welcome back. It is the Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola and Blab TV. Chad Berliante with you alongside Jeff Price. Usually wouldn't have to admit this, but when your show simulcast on television here on Blab TV, I just poked myself severely in the eye before we came back on air. And Jeff's over here like, you all right? No, I'm not all right, but in general, my eye's going to be okay.
You got your tea.
It's been what a week. This is like in the
This is great.
This has been it's been a whirlwind. But you know what? Glad to be here. We get to talk sports. It's the time when everybody is getting ready for the holidays. Anybody that's posting pictures of them in like Cozumel or Cancun, shame on you. It's sickening. We don't want to see your pictures when we're sitting up here. We're tired. All the roadways were blocked today. Our thoughts do go out with those. That's crazy. And I know there was I don't know all the details. News Radio 92.3 has been all over it today. Brian, all the guys in the newsroom. But I know there was a shooting earlier, and one of the it was a cop that got shot. Correct, Jeff? I know. I don't know all the details on it, but it was right there in Kempstern Road, I think. And there was another one because all the traffic on Davis was blocked all the way back.
It was on Limerick Lane, just after 1:30. A police officer was shot. I'm just reading about it right now. The updated stuff, anyway. They've identified the guy and everything.
Yeah, I know the officer was rushed to Sacred Heart. Is he going to make it?
Everything I'm reading is he is.
Okay. Our thoughts and prayers regardless of it. When we get more details. Like I said, 92.3, they got all the coverage on that.
It says right here that the deputy was shot 4 times, but he is recovering. That's God bless him. I mean, that's incredible.
It is. It's a tough guy, too.
Yikes.
That's good, well, it's a terrible story as it is. But, some of the news here today, as we talked about, FAU has hired former Florida State coach Willie Taggart.
Yay.
That's all we're going to get on that. And also, you have a situation here where Colorado State has hired Steve Adazio. So I guess this is like, if your coach has been clowning you segment, well, welcome to our squad. If you're a Colorado State or FAU fan, you just got 2 guys that have been booed out of town. Like in the old days, this is when the guy gets tied on the horse. Yeah! Like, hit up there into the saddle with the blindfolded, giddy up into the sunset right there, like, get out of our town right there. The tomatoes thrown on stage. Boo! You're a bum. Like, Adazio, outside of looking like Sergeant Slaughter, he always had a physical team. He knew how to coach. He used to be the coordinator for
that's
back
not
in the day.
good when that's at your nose.
That's what he did.
This guy's always played physical.
He looked like Sergeant Slaughter.
That's like saying he's a really nice guy.
He was the coordinator for Florida fans. My dad, UCL. My dad gets into the games. He gets passionate. You've watched games with me. I don't, obviously, for New England. Yeah. I do not get passionate. But
not at all.
Not at all.
No.
But we look the other way at sometimes, off the field things. But during the game, we're engaged. And
just saying this.
The update?
Well, we love talking Muschamp, South Carolina. Speaking of Colorado State.
Well, we're on crappy coaches segment,
well, yeah,
so let's continue, please.
But this guy's not crappy. He'd be better at what he's fixing to do here.
Hey,
South
Coach,
South Carolina's getting Mike Bobo as their offensive coordinator.
There we go.
That's a solid pickup for Muschamp.
Yeah.
He's running out of people to blame, so Bobo's a good offensive mind. That's why Dante Wright, the former Navarre standout, who played for them this year, by the way, as a freshman and star, did a phenomenal job. That's the reason he went over there. He changed. He was committed to Tulane, but then he went and visited Colorado State, and he liked Bobo's system and the what they were running there, which obviously it worked for him, but it didn't work for the team because they didn't have a defense as well. But anyway, just throwing that out there. That's a solid pickup for South Carolina.
Yeah,
not going to be Clemson.
Not bad right there. You get a coordinator in there now. Hey, the Cox get to run a fun system. So we'll get to it's going to be one where we haven't got to see that for a little while from South Carolina, and we'll see if they can get it rolling. It is Army-Navy week, and looks like it's going to be brutally cold. What a busy week it is. Tomorrow we talked to Coach Bennett to start the show at Escambia High School, as he was the head coach right there, led the Pensacola High Tigers to a state title in 2009. Demarius Randall was part of that team, did a great job, and is a guy that he's a football guy. If you ever know Mike Bennett, he's a football guy. Everybody knows what I mean when you say he's a football guy. Dresses like a football guy. He's not the kind of guy at the party that's going to do a couple more button downs with I can't see him in a tux with a glass of champagne, like cheers. I could see him with cracking open a cold one, watching a football game with friends and hanging out and talking in a pair of shorts and Nikes and just sitting there talking. He's wearing an Adidas jacket today. He's just a football coach guy. That's what he loves to do. His passion. He's good at it. He's proven that. And he goes out there and he coaches Escambia to a state title game, and they got ready, and now they're playing Miami Central and Daytona, and they're ready, and they got a team that can compete. Miami Central's a powerhouse. You've covered high school football more this year. I've covered it over the last 4 years, but I know you've been ingrained in the game, and you know a lot about these teams, and you like to use this thing called facts on some things with stats, and I throw things out there, but you look at this team right here. Central always has some of the top tier recruits in the country. We get a chance to prove that, and getting to a state title at the caliber of how big of a school Escambia is amazing in this state that is loaded with talent. I mean, the names of St. Thomas Aquinas, the IMG Academies, the American Heritage, the Miami Northwesterns, the Palm Bays right down the road from where I live, Tallahassee Lincolns. Everywhere you go, there's juggernauts.
Chaminade,
Yeah.
I mean, you go down the list.
Lakeland, the Dreadnoughts.
Apopka,
I mean, they're
Armwood.
huge, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lakeland, they're double the size. You come in, you get a glass of water, and they take you to the back. But and then you come back, and you and your brother are now 4 kids. But it's sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Escambia, hopefully all natural, has just done it in a way that we are watching, and they have. I have to call Baker Mayfield. We'll call Baker Mayfield to see. We'll get a report there. But
we talked to A.V. Smith before they had their old pep rally
Yeah.
thing. We were sitting there talking to him, and we kind of asked him, what's the difference been this year? And he said it was the off season. The seniors and everybody decided they're not going to leave anything to chance this year, and they started in the off season, and you can see it. I mean,
Chance was the fullback. He fumbled the final play. It was terrible last year. They lost in the
By the way,
Continue.
if you don't know Escambia, I mean, definitely check them out for sure tomorrow. But A.V. Smith's awesome. Just watching him grow. He is the most complete quarterback anywhere around this area, maybe in the state, when you just look at what he's been able to do.
And Frank Pisana's been really good for a while.
Look, he is a linebacker. He is a college linebacker running the football. He is getting recruited as a linebacker and a running back. That is the coolest thing ever. And if he is the meanest runner. He is a guy that he's not trying to go around you. He doesn't want to. He wants to literally embarrass you and put you on his highlight film. And that's what's scary. When the offensive line they have and the defense, there's just no holes in those guys this year. So I tell you what, they've got their work cut out for them against Miami Central, but I wouldn't bet against them.
We got the biggest Roger Goodell answer you could ever get when it comes to what's happening with the Patriots probe. That's where we're coming to right now. That's the name for it, the Patriot probe.
Don't.
Sounds like something Bob Kraft would do. Never mind. Patriot probe Bob Kraft's like, Lord knows last time I went through this in South Florida. But no, the Patriot probe is when Commissioner Roger Goodell said at the league meetings that the NFL will not make any judgments until the completion. I just told you the distractions, and you were waving the one finger in front. Like the completions of the investigation of the New England Patriots inappropriately filming the Cincinnati Bengals sideline during Sunday's game. He said he said pretty much at this point that I will not rush to conclusions, and I will let us finish taking a look at everything. Like, to me, these kind of things, I love when they say this. It's like, it's either they did it or didn't. Like, there's either some type of evidence that they were staring down at the barrel of, like, a playbook. Because if you're just staring, if you watch a video, if we go into a room and we pull up, like if your kid gets in trouble and he says, okay, I want to see the car. You're like, no, it's good. And then you pull out the car and it's got a huge dent in it. You know, you're like,
there and done that.
Maybe you're really sweet and you got a friend that has like a paint and body shop and you got it done. And then like, wasn't your car green? Why is it blue now? And you're like, hey, isn't this a sweet blue though? You're like, no, I don't like that. You're like, dang it. But in this case, it's either like you should be able to see them infiltrating something with the Bengals. If it's like a wide Goodyear blimp shot, who cares? Unless there's some kind of code that they have that we don't, then you're not going to get that. So you should be able to. Somebody should be able to sit in the room. Someone should be able to sit in the room and look and see and be like, yeah, he zoomed in on the Cincinnati playbook or the coach talking about this play, or they had a mic on the sidelines for do your job. Having somebody actually like infiltrating their sound to get them over. Like, we have to do research. To me, this is either clear cut. They're either filming, which they actually had the credentials to be at, which they did. They had the right to be there, or they didn't. Roger Goodell is the most fluff. This is the most nonsense.
You sure have a lot of information of how they could have done this.
No.
I'm just.
Roger Goodell is the most.
No,
this is who we're talking about. The Ginger Hammer, the judge, the juror, and the executioner. Now, Roger Goodell is somebody that has made a ton of money. The NFL has made. When people go, well, the NFL has made a ton of cash. The owners love him, and he just does. He takes care of his owners. Yes, at the expense of others, and two, think about the NFL today and what it is today. I feel like one of those monkeys at the zoo that claps with the cymbals at the parades, you know, with the bikes, like the little mini bikes on like America's Funniest Home Videos, like like that one. I think you could put that monkey as the commissioner of the NFL right now, and with enough of the support around it, the NFL would still thrive because the NFL has become a powerhouse. Roger Goodell is the guy that has the fat cat seat to get paid. What has Roger Goodell left his legacy? Some people left their legacy. What is Roger Goodell that he made troops pay, the Army pay for those moments when Sally ran out in the field and hugged, Lieutenant Thomas coming back from war in Afghanistan? The NFL made them pay for those moments. Before the late John McCain, who passed away, Senator McCain was like, "This is complete beep," and they were like, "Okay, we'll pull this." They were making millions off that. And yes, the Army Reserve, the National Guard, all these companies were paying. They were all paying. They were opening up their wallets and paying for it, but they shouldn't have had to. Like, there's been so many moves he's done that have been so horrible, but everyone goes, well, the NFL is succeeding. The NFL is not succeeding because of Roger Goodell. The originals, the Hallis families, the families, the Davises way back in the day, and I know Al's
because it's the NFL.
The NFL, there was the Hunts, there's families way back in the day, the Lombardis and so many that got us to where we are today that made the NFL what it is. Now, social with FanDuel and the way that the internet as fantasy football has made it huge. Fantasy football has saved a ton of those average watchers to make them watch it all the time. But it's not Roger Goodell making it. He makes the owners happy because they make more money, because he finds the bejesus out of everybody, and he makes sure that the owners are okay. So that's all I'm going to say. And no, this answer right here, Commissioner Roger Goodell said that the league's going to dive deeper into the film.
You're done.
It should be 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds to see that, and I'll go ahead and burn it. I'm just kidding. No, I would go ahead and watch the film, and then we should know. But these answers, you either did or you didn't. This isn't like what we're investigating. No, we should be able to see or hear something that looks exactly like cheating and get him fined or not. But what he's really telling is if there is something, he's saying, well, if I go down with the legacy of our favorite team, this is not a good look for me. So he's going to go home tonight under his $2,000 sheets and make a decision in about 7 days. We're coming back for more right here. It's a Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola and on Blab TV.
Whether you're ready to kickstart your career or if you're ready for a change in your current career, Georgetown Technical College offers over 20 programs to get you started. They offer program scholarships and financial aid in areas such as business technology, computer networking, cybersecurity, and EMT. Georgetown provides hands-on instruction and industry certifications. They also offer GED preparation classes. To learn about these programs, costs, and schedules, as well as the industry salaries, visit georgetowncollege.edu.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
Hey, this is Chapper Leonte of the Sports Drive, wishing you and yours a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Hey, this is Jeff Price from the Sports Drive, wishing you and yours a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
This is Davis Allen from Sports Call with Davis and Justin, wishing all of you a very Merry Christmas.
From all of us at ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Have a Merry Christmas.
I'm really hungry, but I don't want to spend a fortune.
Well, you're in luck. Now you can get Denny's Super Slam with 2 eggs, 2 bacon strips, 2 sausage links, hash browns, and 2 pancakes, all for just $5.99.
That is a great deal. So I get all of that for just $5.99?
You sure do.
Wow, this meal just keeps getting better and better.
Some might say super.
I see what you did there.
The $5.99 Super Slam is back. See you at Denny's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. No substitutions.
America's veterans are more than a source of pride. They're a source of strength. When our veterans thrive, our communities thrive. With your support, our veterans can get career and education opportunities as well as benefits they've earned.
Hello, I'm Senator Marco Rubio. Join me in thanking our nation's veterans. They've given so much. Find out how you can support veterans in our community.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
I've had a largemouth bass bust my line, a couple beautiful girls tell me goodbye. Trucks break down, dogs run off, politicians lie, been fired by the boss. It takes one hand to count the things I can count on. No, there ain't much man that ain't ever let me down.
I hate talking over Luke, but welcome back here. Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, 1330. 99.1 FM, simulcast on Blab TV. Well, if it's the holidays and like me, probably shaking your head like I'm nothing like you. I've listened to the show. I hope not. And but hopefully you're not a procrastinator. But if you're right now, today's not procrastination mode. Jeff, you have somebody that you get off the phone and you say, love you, honey. We have that in common. And at that moment where, you say that is something that you got to get the right gift for the holidays for
Yes,
whether
do.
it's dating anniversaries, engagements, or whether you get weddings, anything that you get into. Seventh, we
Or
just
you made a big
celebrated-
mistake.
Whatever happened, yes. No matter what, jewelry always. If you need to know the right place, you need a nice jeweler, you need a nice day spa, things like that. That'll help. No woman's ever come back from a day spa after like a 2-hour treatment and was like, I'm so mad at you. You'd be like, thank you, my back feels so good right there. Like, yeah. And they just got Super Bowl tickets. Be like, oh gosh, I feel so good. Did you hear what I said? I'm going to the Super Bowl with George. Oh gosh, I can crack back on the. It worked. No, that's not the path you need to take. You need to do out of the kindness of your heart. That is not. Deja You, though, if you're looking for the place, this is not your average crappy gift card that you get, and you're like, yay, all right, get a toaster at this place I've never heard of. You can get yourself a day spa. And right now, DejaUGulfCoast.com. Go to DejaUGulfCoast.com. You can even ask Alexa. That could be the only girl you're talking about before you get your girl the day spa treatment. But ask Alexa. Say, type in DejaUGulfCoast.com. And you can get a $300 gift card and get 10% off right now on your order. Chris at Deja U is offering that. So go in there. Make sure, Chris, right now, use the promo code online when you go in. Just enter ESPN. If you enter ESPN on the promo code at DejaUGulfCoast.com, you get a 10% discount. ESPN, that's it. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, and you already got it right there. It is the gift, a great day spa. They've got everything for you. They've got jewelry even. You can get Botox done, whatever you need. So it's a place to go. It's pretty sweet, I'm telling you. Really awesome place. Deja U. Check them out right there. DejaUGulfCoast.com. Enter promo code ESPN and get 10% off a $300 gift card for the holidays. That's $30. That's a lot of cash right there. That is awesome.
I do want to mention, too, of course, I've told you before, playing the men's softball and things like that.
Yes,
there is a big tournament, a Toys for Tots tournament.
You do mention
it's
that you play
annual
softball all the time. He every home run, every double.
Yeah, right.
That's all he talks about.
Yeah, I wish. No, but it's an annual tournament, the Toys for Tots tournament that we have every year. It's at John R. Jones Park. It's NEP for some people. It's right there off of 9 Mile. There's still men's divisions and women's divisions, but you need to sign up quick.
Yeah.
Okay, like within a day. I'll give you a phone number in just a minute, but $225 for a team fee, which is it's typical. It's actually cheaper than a lot of. But anyway, the other thing is you need to bring an unwrapped toy, obviously for Toys for Tots, and you don't have to play if you're in that area, you want to drop off a toy or whatever. There will be people out there to collect them. I know some people, they're like, well, I don't have a softball team or whatever. That's fine. Hey, bring a couple toys, whatever it may be. That's the whole point of this thing. It's having fun playing softball or whatever, just enjoying people out there. But at the same time, it's for the kids. It's always fun. We always have a blast out there every year, and really it's kind of a competition to see what team can collect the most, because we always bring tons. I think last year our team brought like 30 or 40 of them out there. It's not about anything else but the kids, and it's a cool thing to do, the Toys for Tots. Of course, there's Toys for Tots all around Pensacola as well, but it's just if you're in the area, or if you have a team that wants to just hop in. Businesses, you can do it too. Bring a team on out there or whatever. The phone number, if you're interested, is 850-287-3481. That's 850-287-3481. You can call or text that number. Shane will pick up, and he's the guy you need to talk to about getting your team involved.
That's good.
But actually, absolutely come out Saturday and have a good time. If you don't want to play, just come out and watch some good softball. Watch some people have some absolute fun out there. But bring an unwrapped toy.
Watch some good softball. Jeff will be out there as well, and it's going to be a lot.
That's not the good softball.
That's what
though.
I said.
Everybody else out there, they're perfect.
You've been in. We went to lunch a couple days ago in my car. Based on that, we were moving. Now I'm using this excuse. This was like at least a month ago, but we're moving, and I probably have enough in there for like at least 5 or 6 ruckus sacks. Based on what is in my car at all times.
I thought you were the mall Santa.
It's like what is this? I mean, like nothing. It's called Wednesday. I need to clean my car right now. But hey, look, I'm telling you right now, if you are a fan of sports, it's a great time in this area. Think about it. The Ice Flyers right now are doing a great job down there. Greg Harris does so much for the community, raising so much money, and Blab TV now covering the games, doing an awesome job with the broadcast there. You have on ESPN Pensacola, we have UWF football right here. And I'm proud of what the Argos have accomplished. We talked to Pete Shinnick today. We talked football with Coach K, with Kay Stevenson. And they're going to Ferris. It is going to be very cold there in Michigan. But he sort of lightened the mood. And he was like, oh, no, we'll be okay. It's going to be like at least in the 30s. I'm like, well, okay, there you go.
That's optimistic.
That's when you get the text to cover your pipes. Make sure that all your sprinklers are not turned on, or you're going to have a lake in front of your front yard. So, yeah, not the best. But they're playing Ferris, a team that last year played against Valdosta in the championship. And that was a game where Valdosta and Ferris, Valdosta State ended up winning. And remember, the path that UWF has taken once again, to go out there and be able to beat Valdosta this year, to be able to beat an undefeated Lenore-Rhine, and now they would knock off another team. That'd be winning 3 straight games against undefeated teams. I'm not sure if Wingate. I think Wingate had a loss or so. But that would be 3 straight. Yeah. So the records of the teams they beat would be what, like 47-1 in the playoffs? If they win this game so far, the records of the teams they've beaten is like 47-1. That's not even a joke. And they're that good right now. That's how good they're playing. They do this every year. They get up for the moment. Like a team that wears blue and red in the NFL. It doesn't matter the record. 11-5 last year. Maybe they won the Super Bowl. You can choose the team. I'm not sure what team that is.
And if they win, they get the privilege to go play McKinney, Texas.
That's right.
For the Division II. Hey, listen, that's going from – in Big Rapids, Michigan is like almost as far north as you can go before you get into Canada. So that's like, hey, you get back here a little bit warmer weather, so there you go.
Yes, it's going to be chilly. It's a 2:30 Central Time kickoff because remember it says 3:30 Eastern Time on the NCAA pages because it's in the finals, the semifinals now, but it is 2:30 kickoff.
Possible 3 inches of snow, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
That's it. It's just sounds good in a frosty mug, but
we were complaining about it being warm in
a
here,
bushwhacker in paradise down there with the topper. That's good, but not on a football field. That's the 3 inches is never good. We're coming back for more right here. It's the Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola.
Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
How about we add Sunday to that list? It's the NFL Tailgate Show at World of Beer.
Your plans just changed.
Yes, they did. Live show, games, prizes, NFL legends.
500 bottles of beer on the wall.
And you can try them all.
And no wrong choices.
Well, trying all 500 week one, that could be a bad choice.
World of Beer. Beer as you have never experienced it before.
Come on, bro. That was my tag. Your NFL party awaits you at World of Beer.
World of Beer.
Really?
Hey, sports fans, we know that we all fumble now and then when we're headed for the end zone, and our vehicles are no exception. Next time your bad ride is a little offsides, take it to Amco Transmission, your total car care facility. And with no interest financing, even with less than perfect credit, you'll drive away feeling as if you caught the winning touchdown. You always make the right play when you take your vehicle to Amco Transmission on Davis Highway, just south of Airport Boulevard. Visit them on Facebook or call 800-GO-AMCO. AA MCO.
Football season never ends on Talk Football with Coach K.
Stidham is tearing it up at New England. He may well be the incumbent to Tom Brady there.
Former head coach of the Buffalo Bills, Coach K brings his expertise as he breaks down the game, the players, the coaches, and the front office. Plus, high-profile interviews from the biggest names in football. Talk Football with Coach K every weekday from noon till 1 on ESPN Pensacola 1330 FM 99.1.
I'm Troy Rafferty, and many of you know about my love for sports and my longtime support for our local high school athletes. One thing these fine young people have taught me over the years is this: whether it's on the ball field, in the classroom, or in a court of law, always work your hardest and achieve the best results possible. And that is the commitment we make to our clients and our community.
Levin Papantonio in Pensacola since 1955.
The wait is finally over. Grizzly Axes is now open on Davis Highway across from O'Charlie's. Grizzly Axes is an unforgettable, exhilarating team-building experience. Whether it be corporate events, bachelor or bachelorette parties, heck, even hanging out with friends after work enjoying some cold beer and throwing axes, Grizzly Axes is Pensacola's go-to location for stress-releasing fun. Reserve your zone now at grizzlyaxe.com. Be a grown axe man at Grizzly Axes on Davis Highway. The holiday season is here, and Harvesters Federal Credit Union wants to give you the gift of a refi on your home. You're invited to the Harvesters Winter Refinance Open House, Thursday, December 12th at the Cordova Branch on Bayou Boulevard. Enjoy free lunch from Jersey Mike's as you meet with the Harvesters Mortgage Department and find out just how easy it is to refi your home just in time for the new year. Everyone who stops by can enter for a chance to win one of 4 $250 Visa gift cards. That's Thursday at the Winter Refinance event at Harvesters on Bayou Boulevard.
Talk football every day with Pensacola's own Coach K.
Credit a great performance by Garoppolo. And I love the way he throws the football. He's got all the things going for him.
Every weekday, noon till 1 on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 FM 99.1. Welcome to ESPN Pensacola, 1330 FM 99.1. Pensacola's home to the best talk in sports, new and improved. We are ESPN Pensacola, 1330 and FM 99.1.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM.
Welcome back. Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, Blab TV. Chad Brillante, Jeff Price. He's got more important things to do. He's texting right now. Cool dude over there.
Yeah, I wish.
A couple minutes left of the show. We want to let you know about a place called Coins, Sports Cards, and Racing Collectibles. Coins, Sports Cards, and Racing Collectibles. This sweet Barry Sanders football, signed football we got down there. We got to see Mike and the good folks down there on Saturday. They were packed. They had a number of people. And I know Jeff's going back there to get that Eddie George signed helmet. It's
a limited edition helmet.
It's awesome
Chrome helmet
right
too.
there. They got some sweet gifts. We had the Amari Cooper. We had the NFL Hall of Fame helmet up here forever with Jim. You had Jim Brown on there. You had Jack Young. All the Hall of Famers. Just ridiculous. It'd be like a 2-hour show to name them all. But it was awesome. And they have so much cool stuff. Traquan Smith, we put up his jersey in the studio, and he gets a touchdown the first week. He only had 7 catches all year long. Good luck stuff that'll bring you. Sports and superstitious, come on now. We understand that. Everything in there has brought good luck to us having in this room. And really good deals on some of that stuff. I was shocked. You get those mini helmets for $30, $40, and they have autographs on them. Really good stuff.
And everything with it.
So go down to it's in Gulf Breeze right there, red building, right there on the side. You won't miss it. Coins, Sports Cards, and Racing Collectibles, and check them out. Tell them ESPN Pensacola sent you down there, and check it out. Got a couple minutes left as we talk about some of the headlines. Say Willie Taggart has already got a new job. Too soon? You're supposed to be golfing on your buyout, aren't you? Isn't that the code? The bro code between Charlie Weiss and Gene Chizik and these guys?
I thought that was
give it at least a month.
I thought that was the I'm doing just fine, because all those guys, after they get fired, they go golf, and they're like,
I guess if you're going to get hired by somebody and you just got a buyout worth $14-15 million, Boca is not a bad place. I think he's going to find a sweet little pad out there. I don't think he's going to be living on the other side over there, and I lived over there off of US 1 and A1A, and no, believe me, he's not going to be living on the west side of US 1. He's going to be doing okay over there. Doing okay off 95. That's all I'm going to say on that one. And that's all the time we have on Blab TV. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you, as always. And we'll be back tomorrow for more on Blab TV for everybody on ESPN Pensacola. We're excited right now to I just found out some guy made a 67-yard kick. Wow, that's pretty cool. Spokane up there in the valley. 67-yard field goal. Now, my old roommate, Matt Prater, made a 63-yarder. He had the NFL record for a little while. But he also, more of my claim to fame by being his roommate, he also got a 4-game suspension for the substance abuse policy. But that's good old Matt. That's the Matt we knew, the 63. He was good at UCF. And but he also is a guy that, he has had his ups and downs this year for Detroit. He still has a job. He's one of those rare kickers that have kept his job for a while on a team. So good for him. High school just nailed an insane 67-yard kick, though. I'm watching it right now. It's pretty cool. Look at that. It's got some cool music. World News hit about it.
World News.
Yeah, look at that right there.
All the stuff going on in the world, and we're watching.
67-yard kick. I did that on Madden last week. Anyway, looking at the other things going on right now, Roger Goodell said he won't rush to judgment until the Patriot probe is complete. What he means is you'll get an answer after the playoffs, after we can nip this under the bud. You know when he answered that way, they're like, serenity now, give us an answer.
Lane Kiffin has 4 coaches that he's mentioned that he's going after for Alabama staff, by the way.
Lane Kiffin's going to tell you he's got every coach.
I'm just saying.
Get his dad, Monty. Come on, Monty. Come back.
Does his dad claim him?
Come on, buddy. That's all the time we have for. Thank you for joining us here on the Sports Drive. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Good luck, Escambia. Thanks to Coach Mike Bennett. Thanks to legendary Alabama coach Gene Stallings for joining us here today on the show. Jeff Price, have yourself a great Wednesday.
As always.
we'll see you again tomorrow for all our fun shows right here on ESPN Pensacola.
Or visit our website at ESPNpensacola.com.
ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. WEBY, Milton, Pensacola.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Jim Basco. Kawhi Leonard got his championship ring tonight in Toronto. His return to the court in Toronto as a member of the Clippers. Leonard got a standing ovation. The Clippers currently on ESPN, leading the Raptors 43-38 second quarter play. Now, Kawhi left in free agency.